as a cradle Catholic, you learn through traditions.
Mm-hmm.
You learn through living, like living the faith.
Yes.
And so I did not know scripture, verses off the top of my head. I did not have all the answers. So it was very frustrating for me because then sometimes I felt like maybe I'm not a good Catholic for not, and he never experienced the tradition of, going to church, going to mass and doing things the way, and
Yes.
part of faith is just believing without seeing, like that's what I knew. And so, but it helped us. Like he was able to understand that we don't worship Mother Mary, we honor her.
Yes.
Because she's the mother of Jesus. And just because we go to a priest to confess, that doesn't mean that we're not having a relationship with Jesus directly. Jesus is using the priest to give us the audio of you are forgiven.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think once we were able to understand that, then our marriage got a little bit better because it wasn't why are you attacking my faith?
Were those the major issues for you, Anthony? The Mary and confession? Were those the major points for you?
Well, growing up or attending the Baptist church, those were the things that I always came up as like questions about the Catherine doctrine, Catholic doctrine, like sola scriptura, sola fide, all that. And so when we attended the RCIA, those folks like Linda Kanaki and the team at St. Teresa were well equipped because what happened was I would ask her a question and I would tend to quote the scripture. And because that's what was taught in the Baptist church, they kind of go and say, oh, here's Romans, you have to quote this particular verse, here's this particular
Yes.
And so when I did that her response, she couldn't do the same. But these folks in the RCIA program, they did know that stuff. And so they helped me realize the fullness of the truth. And so Mother Mary was one of the questions that came up, because from a non-Catholic, seeing the church and seeing how they pray that the Hail Mary, it looks like, at least from that time in my life, that I was that they were worshiping Mary. But praying to Mary, honoring Mary, because there is that connection that the Catholic faith really has with the eternal that as a non-Catholic you don't realize. You don't realize that there is this real connection with eternity and the heavens. All the souls that have gone before us, they're reaching out to us. The saints, they're all praying for us. And we have that true connection that I didn't know. And I think the good folks at St. Teresa helped me see that.
How long did it take you to really make that connection? Was it a long process or?
It was a long time because I think it was like a year and a half I was going to the RCIA program.
Well, this is where God's miracle works, right? So almost about the same time where Anthony was entering RCIA, we found out that we could not have kids. And so dealing with that struggle, sorry.
No, it's okay. It's understandable. Yeah.
Dealing with that struggle, it was comforting that Anthony was going through the RCIA process because we started the adoption process. We were going to classes, and that was always my concern is when we have kids, how am I going to teach the kids the Catholic faith if it's just me, Catholic, and Anthony's not? So that was a concern, but by God's grace, he entered the Catholic Church about the same time that we finalized the year and a half process that we had the kids, as we were fostering them, the struggle of us, if we were going to fight to adopt them, and then, just I think God was with us the entire time. So it was like the adoption process and Anthony's conversion all kind of coincide with each other. And I think he entered the church when we celebrated Isabella's first birthday. So it was kind of neat to kind of have that journey be at the same time.